After the schedules have been created, there are certain reports that can be printed out on the patient side to show which appointments are expected, and also to be used as an audit tool to see which appointments have been completed. Under Reports, select Patient Reports. There is a report called the Appointments List. This information can be filtered by patient status, patient insurance, and also a specific patient. You can have the software show you all appointments, show you only unposted appointments, show detailed notes, and also have the report include only visits with missing notes. If we take a look at our unposted appointments, we can click on Print, and it'll show us all the visits that have yet been completed. Another report to look at is the Appointments Calendar. Similar to your Appointments List, it shows you this information in a calendar view. It'll show you the patient's name, their patient code, the actual time period, the day and the date the visit is supposed to take place, who is supposed to perform the visit, the type of visit, and the time scheduled. There is also the Visit Compliance Calendar by Certification report. What this allows you to do is filter out your entire schedule for a patient for an entire cert period, or for many specified dates. Similar to your scheduler, it'll show you how many visits were scheduled and how many visits were actually done. At the end of the report, it gives you a weekly summary based off of the discipline, and I'll enlarge this a little bit to give you a better view. And it gives you a summary based on the discipline, the number of visits scheduled, and the number of visits posted. At the very bottom, it gives you a total scheduled, total posted, total missed visits, and also the total number of visits within the frequency. We will go over that in the next lesson. Now, there are also numerous appointments reports that can be printed on the caregiver side. Under Reports, we would select Caregiver Reports, and there is also an Appointments list which shows any upcoming appointments for the date specified. We can also filter it out by caregiver, and also show the detail of the appointments, show any unposted appointments or visits that have not been completed yet, and also print this as a new page per caregiver. So when we click on Print, it'll show us the caregiver's name, their code, the classification, the number of appointments, and the details of those appointments listed below. There is also a report called the Visit List, which shows you all the completed visits. We can see the detail of the visit. We can also have the software include any medical supplies used, and we could also use this to document any missed visits. Once I print out this report, it'll again show me the caregiver's name, the code, the classification, the total number of hours, and also the grand total of hours and visits completed. And again on the bottom, it'll show the actual details of those visits in regards to date, patient name, the patient code, the type of visit performed, the unit type, the quantity, the detailed time in and time out, the number of hours, and whether or not the notes are in and if it's a billable visit. Other reports that can be printed out are the calendar of scheduled visits, which is the appointments list in calendar view, and also the calendar of completed visits, which is a visit list in calendar view. Now, if pre-appointments are created within the scheduler, weekly schedules can be printed out for each caregiver. There are 3 different views. The Caregiver Weekly Schedule View 1 will show the caregiver's name, code, and discipline. It'll show the patient to be seen, the day and the date at the top, and also the time the visit is supposed to be performed. View 2 also shows the caregiver's name, code, and discipline, along with the date and day the visit is supposed to take place. It instead puts in the patient name and time the visit is supposed to take place within the actual scheduled box. The third view of the report gives you the caregiver's name and code, along with the date and the day the visit should take place, and it also gives you the time on the left side and the name of the patient that is to be seen on that day and time. Now there is also a report called the route sheet. Within the route sheet, you can select a specific caregiver, put in a date filter for their schedule, and print out the actual schedule. If we click on print, it'll show the caregiver's name, the date that the visit should take place, the day, the scheduled time in, and then they can fill in the time out, fill in the start and end for their odometer and the number of miles, the patient that they are scheduled to see, the type of visit, and also any remarks. If the scheduler is chosen not to be used, you can also print out a blank route sheet and have your caregivers fill them out as they go. They would then type in their name, the dates that the route sheet is for, put in the date and day that the visit took place, the time in, time out, the odometer reading information, the patient's name, the type of visit, and again, any remarks.